You're here already. Greetings, this is Seymour with your weekly update, and I'm speaking to you today for the first time from our little makeshift studio we've got set up here. Over the next few months, as we prepare for shipping, one of the things that increasingly we've got to do is to produce little demonstration videos, how-tos, and this, that, and the other. I actually am not sure that they're going to be necessary because the products are so easy to use, but we want to make sure that everybody, even if it's their first time ever using a USB charger, gets on well here. So we've got the green screen there, so I'll be able to, this is just a blanket hanging because I have to take a passport photograph soon. They need a white background behind it. But the green screen behind that is so that I can, for instance, stand here and then we can sort of demonstrate, like they do the weather on the television, and point to different things that are going on there. We'll probably use it for shooting some little kind of ads and so on for YouTube and Instagram and so on as well. So it's a nice time. I'm excited today because I'm going to tilt the camera down in just a second and show you MAGFAST Life. We've got the latest. You remember a few weeks ago I showed you one of the best, most well-received updates we've ever had. We always get a great reaction, but it was kind of amazing that week to Life. We've got the new revised prototype back. Still a couple of tweaks to do to it, but I want to show you that, including the MAGFAST interface working. So let's dive right in. And as always, let's point. Oh, I should come and talk to you down here. I should point out what we're demoing, what we're not demoing. So last week, I showed you. Within the last couple of weeks, I showed you the graphics that are going to go onto the surface of the products. Those graphics aren't on these products yet. They'll be on the finished products. This is an engineering prototype, so those aren't necessary. So I'm going to be turning it on by touching in space where the on button is going to be, because it's a touch control and that'll be printed onto the surface. All right. I'm also not demonstrating to you here the actual function of the LEDs that we're going to have. I'll do an update on that soon because we've worked out something kind of amazing for the LEDs. These are just sort of standard operation, standard electronics. So please notice that the LEDs are going on, but do not notice particularly the kind of the colors. In fact, why don't I go to it now? I'll say goodbye from here because you're going to be down here for the rest of today. Just make sure that the camera is stable enough there. All right, we'll bring these guys in here. This one is just a blank for shape. I'll use that in a second. But here are LEDs. So here's what we're not showing you. This blinking color at the front, that's not part of it. You will get this beautiful white lighting up like this, but this individual color at the end in that way will not be part of the finished product. So a few weeks ago, I showed you. And let's just show it again right quick for anybody who missed it. Regular, like USB-A charging. That's the type that you've had for years. So we plug it in here. Right, we'll get the other end, make sure it's switched on, and then I plug it in, boom, and my phone starts to charge immediately. You could hear the little ping coming on that. Oh, look, there's an alarm. Let's stop the alarm. Okay, so that's USB-A. That's the charging of the past 10 years. Here comes the charging of the next 10 years, USB-C. Also USB-C to Lightning, because I'm using an iPhone here, but obviously you could be using any phone at all. You would just use a USB-C to C cable. So again, we're plugging in, we're switching on where the on switch will be, and there we go, boom, and it starts to charge immediately. I also showed you the other week MAGFAST charging MAGFAST, because here we've got a Qi out. In fact, let's show you wireless charging. We've got a Qi out charging, wireless charging. Turn it on, place the phone directly on it, boom, and it starts to charge immediately like that. But because MAGFAST chargers, many of the models will take Qi in as well as Qi out, you can do this. You can turn it on and place another of our chargers. They actually go better this way because of the magnets on, and immediately you see it starts to charge. So you've now got one MAGFAST charger charging the other. I'm going to come back to that in a second because I think there's something really exciting we can do with that. All right. Then the next thing I want to show you, which is the thing that I wasn't able to show you last time, was getting the specifications right for the little pins on the end here is really tough. So I wasn't able to show you this very simple demo last time, which is just using the MAGFAST interface. So here again, let's turn it on. All right, and let's connect it to the other charger there, and immediately you can see the charge starts to come in. So this is, this is really, really, really great. As I say, we're working on the LEDs and the way that they display, but Very, very exciting stuff. The thing that I want to talk to you about this week, in addition to showing you the MAGFAST connection for the first time just then, is we often talk about Lego and about everything fits together like Lego. This is a shell, just a shell, doesn't have magnets. But these are all perfect squares like this. And so this actually, 3 squares together, is the form factor of extreme. Okay, jumpstart your car. It's going to be, as I said right at the beginning, this thing is a beast. I mean, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And it's actually it's a little awkward here because I've got 3 things joined together, but it actually holds in your hand quite nicely. It's going to fit into briefcases and so on really well. And before we finalized the form factor, the shape, we all went out and measured the glove boxes of our cars to make sure that it'll fit neatly into your glove box of your car, so that it's always available in there. So the thing I wanted to point out is something that I'm kind of embarrassed it wasn't obvious to me all the way along, but I didn't hear about it from any of you guys either, which is if this one can turn on like this and charge this one like this, then you can actually turn this one on like this and have it charge this one like this. All right, I think it didn't actually go there, did it? Turn that one on like that, place that on top. There you go, and it starts to charge. Can you see that with the reflections and everything? It is charging, I promise you. There you go. Yeah. And so what this means is that if you think of extreme on the counter, for instance, in your kitchen, you'll be able to lay extreme out like this, and we'll have an extreme model soon. But extreme would take up that amount of space. It'd be there on your counter. You could have a little trickle charge, just one of your old USB micros, just coming into the end. This thing would then be fully loaded, kind of the whole time with plenty of power. People come in and out of the kitchen, they place their phones on and off, get a nice quick charge, plug in if you want to for an even faster charge. And then when you walk away with your phone, extreme will the battery will fill up again. So even though you're only doing a tiny little trickle charge in one end, it's kind of always available for fast charging because the battery will work as a buffer and as a reserve. But here's the other thing. Imagine here's extreme here, right? Imagine extreme is there. You'll be able to come in and essentially build kind of sandwiches like this, right? You'll be able to actually have a little stack of chargers like that. So you could sort of create potentially kind of an emergency kit for the family, or just an always ready kit, so that people are taking these with them in and out. Kind of Sally is rushing out for the day, grabs one of these, throws it in her purse. Someone else is grabbing one, they go off, and at the end of the day you come back, and it works as a kind of aircraft carrier, a kind of landing pad, so you always know where your chargers are, you always know where they're charging. So I don't know what we should call this. Should we call it MAGFAST sandwiches? MAGFAST sandwiches? What do you think? MAGFAST towers, this feature? Why don't you let us know what you think? hello@magfast.com, hello@magfast.com. I'm Seymour, the founder and inventor. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be working on this project for you. I'm thrilled with the amount of feedback we get from you, which just proves that the world is hungry for something that's done with a lot of care, and care takes a lot longer to do it this carefully. But I think we're really onto something special here. Bless you. Thank you. See you next week.